that better? Now they can see you, huh? That's really what it's all about, isn't it? They don't come to see me, they come to see you. And you know that. See? Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? Gonna try and have an actual live stream today, not have one just kind of go nowhere like what happened yesterday. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Hope everyone else is doing good out there. Tip it back so I don't look like I've got my head chopped off here. Yeah, it's bite the star. That's absolutely true, isn't it? Yep. That's true. Say yeah. That's true. Say no. Yeah. See, knew it. Yeah, I tried doing one yesterday afternoon, and I don't know. We went for about 10 minutes or so, and nobody was there, and nobody was really had anything to say. And then all of a sudden, somebody mentioned, "Oh yeah, I think Jordan's on live right now." It's like, "Oh, okay. Well, that explains everything." So we went for about 10 minutes, and then we stopped. Can't compete with that. But we're less than 2 minutes in. We already got more activity than we did in 10 minutes yesterday. Oh, I haven't heard that Boris Johnson has the coronavirus. Wow. Thanks, VNA. I'm glad you guys keep watching. You know, that's the only reason I keep doing these is because you know there just need some people that need access to someone to talk to. So whatever. I'm not doing anything really important, so I have time to sit and do this. Oh, South Australia, nice. Yeah, well, we already got more viewers today than we did yesterday. I think at the peak yesterday during the aborted live stream, I think I had like 6 or 7 people, and nobody was really talking about them. So no one's talking about anything. Yeah, that happens. I'm glad you liked the flowers one. You'll like the ones I did tonight too, or the video that goes live tonight because it's another flower one. You may remember a few weeks ago I went to a place called Miss Nellie's Pretty Place. Well, Miss Nellie's Pretty Place is a little bit more pretty right now. Yeah, the flowers are totally going crazy there too. So we went and visited those. Hey, Bite, were you staring directly at them? Huh? Were you staring at VNA? Yeah. Meow, meow. Look who found the brush. Nibble's actually down here too. I think she's waiting for the kitty treat. She's getting to the point now when Bite comes down in the middle of the day, she knows that it's time to come down for treats too. In fact, I think she's making her move around here. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, look at that face. One for you. And then you dropped it. You knocked it right out of my hand. All right, there's one for you. Now grab it this time. Don't drop it. Hey, Nibble, you want another one? Come on, Nibble. One of these days, I'm going to request that you allow me to pet you before you get a kitty treat. Then what are you going to do? Huh? You won't know what to do then because your instinct will be to run away, but you just love those kitty treats so much. All right, that's it for now. Otherwise, you'll go upstairs and we won't see you again. I know it's funny. I look all grainy when you look at me from the side of the camera. That's weird. Been to Texas once as a kid, huh? Are blue bonnets like bluebells? I don't know the flowers well enough to be able to identify them. In fact, I didn't even know for sure that those were blue bonnets. It's just everyone was talking about blue bonnets and how they're everywhere, and I googled some pictures of it. Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Oh man, I had the same thing. I went to the grocery store just this morning, and they're getting crazy with that. They've got little marks on the ground now to show you how far 6 feet apart is, and so every one of the checkout stands has like these little footprints attached to the ground where tell you where to stand so you don't get too close to the person in front of you. And now they actually tell you at the grocery store. I think I mentioned a couple days ago that they got sneeze guards in front of all of the cashiers now. Well, now they ask you to stand in front of the sneeze guard for the entire time your groceries are being rung up, and only go to the credit card thing once they tell you, okay, it's safe to do that now. And then once you're done with your transaction, then they want you back in front of the sneeze guard again while they load your groceries. Yeah, they're getting crazy on this. Oh, I'm sorry, Prairie Brack. That's horrible. I hate it. I hate it when you lose a pet. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Maybe we are in. We maybe is spring now because we're pretty late into March, and I think like it's March 18th or something like that is when we officially go to spring or something around there. So I think we are officially in very very early spring. Yeah, they're getting crazy with some of the stuff. I went to a liquor store today, and they're only allowing a certain number of people in the store at a time. So if there's more than that in the store, then you have to wait outside until somebody comes out. I was talking to the person that was kind of managing that outside, and I said, "Oh, I think that's just a scam. You're trying to create a buzz around your store." It's like, "Wow, look, people are waiting in line to get in. That place must be so great." Okay, there we go. Yeah, VNA says yesterday was the first day of spring. Sounds like, I mean, it's starting to warm up here a little bit. It's been in the 80s for the past few days, although we're supposed to get some rain tonight, maybe a little next week. That'll be nice. I like it when it rains. So we're supposedly in the wet season right now. So the more the better. I don't complain about that. Hi, Nibble. It kind of comes up here and gives me the evil eye. It's like, okay, man, I'm here. Keep dishing the treats. That's what it's all about, isn't it? What are you looking at? That's how you get them to walk away. Is put the lid back on the kitty treat jar here. We got a little bit of snow this year. I showed it that one day. We got rain for about, I don't know, 2 hours, or snow for about 2 hours, but that was fun. First time of me ever, living in a place where it was actually snowing. So, okay, I was wondering how clocks go firmware. Yeah, yeah, I know. She Nibbles learned all her bad habits now from Bite. Since Bite comes out here and knows that he gets kitty treats now, now she does that too. In fact, count on it. It won't be long before Nibbles sitting there showing you her butt too. Well, in terms of postponing your dog's tooth cleaning, I would play it by ear. We got another month, and this thing's going to probably wind down by then. So yeah, we switched on to daylight savings times a few weeks ago. So just about the time I started the job, all of a sudden it was dark at night or dark in the morning when I got up and got to work and all that. So have we surpassed China now? Wow. Well, I think probably what's going on is China's starting to kind of wind down. It's kind of running its course, and so it's possible that that may happen. I haven't actually looked at the chart today, so I'm glad you like the cooking videos. They're fun to do, and they're pretty, they're entertaining, and I get some food out of it, so that's always a good thing. You're 6 hours ahead. Okay, well, after Sunday, all right, that'll work. And Nibble's just kind of over there walking around now. Actually, her favorite thing to do, I left a little space with the DVD case between the DVD case and the wall. And so she likes to go in that side, go behind the DVD case, and then pop out over here. That's kind of her thing. Trudeau shipped masks to China, and now Canada has a shortage. Yeah, that sounds like a politician to me. Hey, you. Hi, Nibble. He's down there with those sad eyes again. Right, Nibble? Meow. Sometimes I can get her to meow for me too, but that's my finger. All right, well, whatever. I tried making pico de gallo. I don't know. I don't quite have the the talent for doing it exactly right, but probably need to just have a good recipe. Have you heard how Flash is doing? No, I haven't heard about Flash. I think since Beth put that video that she shot about a week ago up onto the Facebook page. Any of you aren't on the Facebook page, you ought to check that out if you were interested. We put some kind of interesting, you know, unique, custom stuff, exclusive to that site. So you'll see, Beth is on that page, and so she'll post videos every once in a while, videos or photos of Flash. And so if you get a chance, definitely go do that. Do I have most of my furniture in storage? Yeah, I got two storage units that are kind of storing all my stuff right now. Uh, so that's another thing that, when I get to the point where I get a house, I'll not only be eliminating the rent of this place, I'll also be eliminating about $300 of rent a month for that thing. Well, yeah, I'm sure this guy's sitting there waiting for the kitty treats to be dished again. Notice how that's what he's looking at. Kitty treats are right there, and there he is, just kind of peering at it. In fact, I guarantee if I pull that lid off and walk away here, he'll stick his head in there. See, nothing like help yourself, huh, Bite? I don't know. I'm in terms of architecture. I don't know. I don't really know that much about that. If I see a house that I like, then we'll go with that. But I'm just going to play it. But I'll just find. I'm going to have to find the house that's just right for me. And I got kind of a list of things that I want. I want a single story house. I want some, a little bit of property so I can do some, stuff in the yard. And I want gas in the kitchen, and decent sized garage so I can do some woodwork. Yeah, yeah, and you're right. That may end up happening here too. That they shut down the real estate agents, determining that they aren't, essential. But and I don't know what that'll do. I don't know what that'll do to housing prices. If that'll create a shortage, or it'll create a glut. Which shortage makes the prices go up. Glut makes the prices go down. So, we're hoping for a glut. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. When this goes along, see what happens. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking too. I had stairs in the house in California, and like at that point, a two-story house. When I was growing up, a two-story house was always a prestige thing. And then it turned out every house on this block in this development was a two-story house. So I was kind of stuck with that. But I was kind of happy to have it too. And then after being in it for 22 years, like yeah, it'd be nice to be able to go to my bedroom or go to bed at some night, and not have to climb the stairs. And I'm just kind of getting to the age where I don't want to do that anymore. Oh yeah, I'll definitely get a lot more in Texas and California, no question about it. Hi Janet, how you doing? You volunteer at places with kids and you miss the kids. Yeah, I suppose they probably don't. Kids are like walking, talking, disease carrying machines. So yeah, I don't. I'm not surprised that they kind of isolate all that. You heard in New York the morgues are filling up. Yikes! Got to start burying them fast, I guess. We don't get to the point where we're doing like mass cremations or something like that. That'll be scary. Hi, Maria. Welcome back. Yeah, my friend Beth is a special education teacher, and she's getting sick all the time because she gets something from her kids. So that's just kind of how that works. Yeah, look who's back. Hi, Tim. How you doing? You watch a guy that live streams walking around New York City, and the streets are pretty empty. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's just what you get, VNA. You work as a teacher. You're going to be exposed to all that. That just makes you more the hero, though, right? Putting your own health on the line to teach the next generation. Of course, I think some certain part of that too is that the parents these days don't keep their kids home if they're sick. When you have two working parents, and you can't leave a first grader home all alone. So you either have to get a babysitter, and that kind of defeats the point of having two careers or two jobs, or you send the kid to school when they're sick. Yeah, Seattle is beautiful, but it is also very expensive. See, that's one of the things I like about Waco here is it's really inexpensive and it's still beautiful. Although I do love the amount of rain and weather that Washington State gets. That'd be nice. Right. What do you think of that? What do you think about Washington? Probably a little too cold, right? Not that it would make any difference from you because you just sit in your shelf the whole day next to the heating vent. You're just watching and listening while making tea. That's a good thing to do. That's one way to keep yourself occupied. Whoa, they've shut down between the states and Australia. That's scary. Locking everyone in your house except for doctors and going to the pharmacists. I mean, I guess they'd have to make an exception to go get food too. It's not going to do anyone any good to, hey, let's isolate ourselves to keep you from dying from the disease and then have everyone starve to death. They better figure out how they're going to deal with that. You're way behind on everything. You've been in the hospital since December. Well, it's all still up there, so got a lot of binge watching to do. And then we've been doing these live streams daily at least for the last week, so there's a whole bunch of those up. Yeah, that's sometimes what happens when your city is declared to be one of the best places to live in America. Everybody wants to live there, and when everyone starts buying houses, the prices go up. It's good for the people who already have houses, though. can afford to lose some weight, so maybe starving is okay. Yeah, maybe not that okay though. There's probably better ways to do it. Hi Jeff, how are you? Well, that's good that they've allocated time for certain categories of people to go out and do shopping, but they got to figure out how to do that for everyone. Hi Deborah Brewer, yeah, thanks for checking in. I'm a little behind on Jordan too, so yeah, don't worry about that. It happens. It's always up there. And it's a little bit more manageable now, I think, with Jordan, with him only doing 4 videos a day. You hooked up an antenna to every room in the house. That's good thing to do. You know, Jeff, if you got all of your church members to come in and be on these live streams, then it'd be a lot easier to check in on them because you could just say, "Hey, okay, this is Pastor Kid here. Everyone who's here from the church and is doing well, just say hi or something like that." Yeah, get them all to come in here. Get them to subscribe. The special time for the elderly is like 6 a.m. Why so early? Well, I would guess probably because that's when you're going to have the most inventory in the store. Because usually, when the store first opens up, they do all the restocking of the shelves late at night, while the store is closed. So it makes sense that they do it first thing in the morning, so everything is there for the elderly people. And that's probably another point too, is that the elderly tend to get up a little bit earlier. I don't know. You'd think that it would make more sense for people who work, 5 days a week or whatever, to get in the habit of getting up early. And once you retire, you think the tendency would be to sleep in a little bit. But I think you're right, though. A lot of, I noticed that even with my grandparents and my dad, when they retired, they were still up at the crack of dawn. When my grandpa, my mom's dad, used to, was still alive, he'd come and visit us. He'd be up at like 5 in the morning and be out walking. And I know my dad's dad was sort of the same way. He'd be up really early in the morning. As soon as the newspaper arrived, he had it and he was working on the crossword puzzle. So yeah, I think that's something that tends to happen a little bit when and it might just be the fact that older people maybe go to bed a little earlier too, and so they're up and awake earlier in the morning. Well, it's good that your neighbors are taking care of you, Kathy. That's what we ought to all be able to count on, is our friends and our neighbors and our family and all that helping us when we need it. We watched Jordan's video earlier. He was staying in a themed hotel. I haven't watched recent videos yet from him, but I saw you did one where you said you like had to sleep in his car. Is that one? Yeah. See, yeah, your grandmother gets up at 4:30 every morning. Yeah. See, I think that's pretty common with older people, is they tend to do that, and so that's another reason for having the 6 a.m. Times for the grocery store for them. How much money? I'm not making a whole lot. It's a long way before I can start supporting myself on that, but that's okay. The job is doing pretty well. I got a nice paycheck today, which is great when I'm not even working right now. So right? But I didn't really expect it was going to be such a big check this time, just because there were so many of those days that I was in there only part day due to the shutdown, the maintenance thing that they were doing. But I guess I got a full week last week for that when I was on quarantine, and I guess there was enough hours there that it actually did add up a bit. So it was also nice to know that I got the direct deposit working right, because that's always a big concern. My first paycheck just came to me in the mail, but today I got a notice on the email that, oh yeah, I got money from work. So that was good. It's good to know that worked and got it done right. Did I finally find a job? Yes, I did. I found a job. Started about 4 weeks ago. Um, Not really talking a whole lot of specifics, but it's in the manufacturing industry. The first week was all orientation in there, and during that period, I found out that since the company runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, they got to shut down the machines periodically to do maintenance and servicing and all that. So it turned out the middle of my second week, I got informed that, oh yeah, we're shutting down, so you won't be working much for the next couple of weeks. And then about that time, then of course my father passed away. I had to go to his funeral, and then I got back from there, and they called me the day after I got back home and said, have you been out of Waco recently? And I said, yeah, I've been to California. And they said, okay, congratulations, you're in quarantine. You can't come into work now for the next 2 weeks. So but it's quarantine with pay, so whatever. There's a lot of people that are in a lot worse shape than I am, and I think that was the reason largely that I chose to kind of do these daily live streams, because I know there's a lot of people that are kind of locked into their houses and their apartments right now, and that's just it's what I can do to kind of help be a little sociable to those people. So we'll keep doing that. I go back to work on Thursday, so Wednesday will probably be the last of these daily live streams. But you know what? We can do that. Now it looks like your neighbors and looking after you, Kathy. That's good. Avocados, bananas, and apples. You can do quite a bit on that. Haven't really thought about what my next cooking vlog is going to be. One of the things that's kind of making that difficult right now is it's a little bit difficult to get supplies. And so I'm kind of reluctant to take on anything, even moderately complicated, because I don't want to get out there and, buy all the ingredients, but not be able to find something and not have to do that. So I don't know. We may suspend the cooking episodes for a while, unless I just find something that's like, oh, hey, here's everything I need. That would be good. But so far, I was at the grocery store today, and things starting to get back a little back to normal. But they still you still can't find cans of soup. You can't find any pasta. No toilet paper, no paper towels, no any of that. I did find it funny that at the checkout counter now they're saying that they are not accepting returns for any of these things that people have been hoarding. So I think that's great. Make them stick with that for a while. Learn a lesson. Hey, I bought $3,000 for the toilet paper, and now you're not going to allow me to return it. You know, you got to teach people not be so stupid. You wish the healthcare workers and nursing homes were tested. Yeah, well, I mean that's probably something they should be doing, and who knows, maybe some of them are. I know my mom's place is going to extremes right now to you know they aren't allowing even the residents out of their own apartments, so they can't even come down for meals or any of that stuff. So I would hope that if they're going to that extremes for the residents that they'd do the same thing and make sure that the people who work there are healthy. Yeah, I definitely love direct deposit. That's the ultimate convenience, especially when you're dealing with a credit union that's based in California and doesn't have any branches in Texas. Thanks, Dan. I'm glad you like the flowers. You'll love the one tonight too because I did some more on that. I'm trying to do a few outdoor, just kind of wandering around, looking at nature kind of things because that's a nice change also when people are stuck in their apartments. Oh, see, that's the way to go. Your dad works at Coke for the Coke Corporation, and you get a lot of free water. That's cool. Yeah, you'd think though that if they're going to that extreme to lock people in their apartments, they'd still be testing you even if you aren't showing symptoms, just to make sure everything's okay. I've always kind of bought, big bundles of toilet paper. Ever since I got into the house and started and learned about Costco, I started buying certain things in large quantities and then just storing them. And so, one of those things is toilet paper because toilet paper, it doesn't go bad or anything. So you can buy it and just hold on to it. And so, I'm going to weather this whole toilet paper tragedy just because of the fact that I had a big bundle of it, before this whole thing started. Yeah, you'd hope that people that binge bought toilet paper and stuff like that would do the right thing, but they didn't do the right thing in the first point. So, uh, you know, no real high hopes that they're going to do the right thing now. Yeah, I paid my money for that, so why should I have to give it away? You can just hear it. Oh yeah, I've been calling my mom. I've talked to her a few times. In fact, I was thinking I was going to probably call her today, just figure out what's going on. It's been a couple days. Now you want a Coke, but when you're trying to social distance from your fridge. Yeah. Cornholio wants his TP back. Yeah, right. I know. That's what I think about every time I think about people hoarding toilet paper. Yeah, I think it's a great idea that the stores are saying, if you hoarded all that stuff, when we didn't need it, now you want to sell it back to us now. Yeah, this kitty decided to move over here. I guess he decided that was more comfortable. So we'll change the camera angle a little bit. Check out the Beatles singing "Wash Your Hands" on Escaping the Mouse Funny Facebook. Have to do that. All right. Well, I was just thinking about that when you were talking about that, Angela. I'm really surprised that somebody hasn't come up with like a time lock refrigerator. They got time locks for safes. How about one that only opens up certain times of the day? Yeah, there's the bites there. How are you? At least look at the camera so they can see that face. You know, they aren't here to see my face. They're here to see yours, right? Well, you just want to take a nap, though, right? That's all this is about. And if it wasn't for me doing this live stream, you'd be upstairs on your shelf taking a nap. But now that there's the possibility of kitty treats, you're down here. Oh, they're both here now too, because Nibble's just literally right here. So let's see if we can coax her into the shot a little bit again. This always works. Here she comes. And now Bite hears her getting treats and he wonders where his is. Yeah, well, you gotta come over here. I don't dish treats out over there. I just dish treats out on camera because the people want to see you. Come on, Nibble. No? Going once? Going twice? Sold. Sit there and lick your chops, but I try and hand you one, you don't want it. And then look, he's trying to see if I forgot to put the lid on the jar here. It's like your favorite thing in the world, isn't it? I guess I can sort of see the store's point of view of not wanting to take that back because you don't want to encourage that kind of thing. And maybe if these people get stuck with this kind of stuff and have a constant reminder for the next 20 years how stupid they were on this, maybe they'll think next time. I don't know. I guess I could see both sides because if you got people that want to buy toilet paper and people that hoarded it, I would say maybe if you're going to sell it back, sell it back at 50 cents on the dollar or something like that. Then there's at least a little bit of a punishment in there for someone being stupid. I don't know. That's just me though. I think there, we got to make it uncomfortable to be stupid and inconsiderate like that. Do they like to sleep on the shelves? Yeah, they spend all the time on the shelves now. It took a little while for them to get used to it, and because at one point I had one of the cat carriers in the closet, and so they'd go and stay in the closet. But one of the times I went back to California last summer, I came back and I couldn't find the cats and didn't even think to look, and they were up on the shelf. And so at that point, apparently while I had been gone, they'd kind of gotten used to the shelf and felt a little bit more comfortable with it. So, um, I didn't even think to look up there, but once I saw they were comfortable being up there, then I said, okay, that's fine. So I closed the door to the closet, and that's just kind of been their place ever since. Okay, I didn't mean to do a spoiler, but all I did was read what the title of Jordan's vlog was. So How are my parents doing during this difficult time? I guess that's right. You've been like in the hospital. My father passed away about 3 weeks ago. So it's just my mom at this point. And she's locked in her apartment, and so they've got her locked in there, and she's just kind of watching TV and reading books and stuff like that. What are you doing down there, Bite? You looking for a kitty treat that maybe Nibble dropped? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I read that you'd been out of the loop for a short while, so I just assumed you hadn't heard that. Yeah, yeah, he passed away. What was it, about 2.5 weeks ago? We buried him on, what was it, last week sometime. Early, I think it was last Monday we buried him. So yeah, you'll get all the news. If you just got to catch up now. If you've been out of the loop since December, yeah, you've missed a bunch. Not long after my father passed away, my husband's father passed away. I wonder what they would have thought about what's going on right now. Honestly, my mom has talked about that a little bit, and she says that she's kind of grateful that my dad didn't have to go through this because she thought that if this other stuff hadn't happened, hadn't taken his life, that this whole coronavirus thing might have. So, it's it. It's kind of a blessing. My mom kind of does that because there've been two kind of significant deaths around her that happened right around national emergencies. Because my father died a couple days before things started going crazy with the coronavirus, and then the same thing happened with my mom's mom, who died about 3 days before September 11th. And I remember even then, my mom was talking about how it was kind of a blessing that her mom passed before that because it would have made her so sad to see what happened on September 11th. So, my mom kind of has a tendency to do that. She kind of, justifies. It's like, okay, well, maybe this was for the best because of that. You bought a 4 pack of TP last week because you really needed it and you felt the need to clarify to the cashier, I really needed it. I'm not just a crazy hoarder. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like almost everyone looks at you, when I was even with the grocery store today, there were people like, buying all sorts of water. It's like, come on, people, really? Meow, 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 yeah, meow. Such a delicate little meow from her. Bite has that definite tomcat meow, and then when Nibble does it, she's just meow, like a sweet little kitty. Are you a sweet little kitty, Nibble? You a sweet little kitty who wants some kitty treats? Any question at all why they're so fat? Okay, that's enough. You're fat enough. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're fat enough. I'm not really a kiss the kitties kind of person, but I'm a definitely give them a good head scratch when I can. Shake their hands when I can. Wow, they're even separating paper towels and toilet paper. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, it does feel a little like 911. It's I was actually on the airplane or at the airport getting ready to fly to my grandmother's funeral on September 11th, and I watched the second plane hit the second tower in the bar at the airport. So that was no fun. It's no fun watching something like that happen and then have to get on an airplane yourself. Fortunately, we didn't make it very far before we even got pushed away from the gate. They shut down all air travel, so didn't quite make that. I was supposed to give a eulogy to my grandmother for that too, and I ended up having to email it to him. We need diet food now. Do they have diet kitty treats? Would you guys even eat diet kitty treats? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Would you? Huh? That's one of the things I like about this guy. He's so tolerant. Most cats don't want you to do anything with their feet. Bite just sits there and takes it. He even grab his back feet. He's my buddy. Sometimes I wonder how people survived back in the olden days without all we have now. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no laptops, no cell phones, no live streams, no vlogging. I know. How did people survive? I guess he just wants to start hiding behind me now. Started baking bread again because it's hard to get. Yeah, I hear you. That's an interesting question. What is my favorite decade in my life? I would guess I would have to say it was my days at DMI. That was the first CD company I ever worked for. I started out real entry level and never really made huge advances money wise, just because they had this, hey, you can only make 6% more than you made the year before. And, even if you transfer into new positions, they didn't necessarily give you a lot more money for it. But I loved that time because I think that was just it was a fun time to work because it's really new in the CD world, and that company was real fun to work with because it had a lot of like R&D people. So we were always doing something new and exciting. I made a lot more money when I went over to Warner Brothers, but I never was happy there because it was just a business, and it was just kind of the same thing day in and day out. Your dad thought you were a computer whiz because you'd use the iPhone, huh? Yeah, yeah, I can see how that happens. My father picked up a lot of this stuff on his own, so he was always really good with the technology. He had to sometimes be dragged kicking and screaming into it. I was the first one in the house when I lived at home to have cable TV, and the first one to have a VCR, and the first one to have a computer, and cell phone and all that fun stuff, or a smartphone. They had the flip phone things, for a while, but I never was one to talk on the phone, so I never really saw any reason to get one of those. And the only reason I ever got one of these is because now these are basically just little tiny personal computers, and that's way more important to me than talking on the phone. I still don't do that a whole lot. I don't think I've talked to anyone on the phone in probably 3 or 4 days. Probably that was probably my mom. Actually, no, strike that. I talked to my sister a little bit yesterday. She and her husband needed some paperwork. They're still trying to struggle to get this nonsense insurance issue dealt with, and I guess there were some legal documents that they thought maybe I had, but yeah, I'm kind of with you too, Lisa. I love having a garden. I never imagined enjoying doing that when I was living at home, but the second I had my own place, I just loved just being out in the yard and tinkering. Maybe it just had to do with the fact that it was my yard, so I got to do what I wanted, and that was very useful, very great for me. I enjoyed doing that. Oh, I still like the massive computers. That's just me. 2 subscribers away from 170. Okay, that's great. Anyone here who's not already subscribed to Angela's YouTube channel called The Ange Endeavor? She needs 2 more subscribers to hit her to get her to get her to 170. So let's see if we can do that in the next couple minutes. This is going to be uh, a short one today. We're going to do an hour, and then we'll come back and try another hour later on in the day. So we got a couple more minutes right now. Let's see if we can push Angela over 170. It's called the Ange Endeavor, the Angendeavor. So let's get her over 170. That should be easy. 2 people, and I think already one person did it. So yeah, let's get her to 170. She has a good channel. You got to go check her out if you haven't already. Come on, Bite. You gonna go subscribe to Angela's channel? Huh? No? I guess you need to have your own YouTube account first, wouldn't you? 169. All right, there we go. And Sammy Chicken just said he is subscribed. So if that's 2 people, then we should be at 170 now. Yeah, thanks, Lisa. You're right. Everyone should subscribe to her channel. It's pretty good. And then go watch them. They're entertaining videos. Oh, I bet my mom's spending a bunch of time on email and talking on the phone too. But yeah, I think I am probably going to do that today. We'll probably talk to her a little bit. Oh yeah, there's your extra incentive to sign up for Angela's channel. She's got a Pica de Gallo video she just put up. So yeah, I might even go watch that one. Because if she can show me how to make a good pico de gallo, that's something I'll eat all the time. How old are you? You talking to me, Paul? Because if you are, I'm an old fart. Well, it can't just be me that's making everyone hungry. So that's good. I'm glad to, spread around the hunger here. I think Epic Paul said that he's like 15. Definitely not my typical audience. Usually my audience is 35 or older. So that's kind of cool that I actually have somebody that is that young. Okay, that is a guess, but that is not the right guess. I'm not going to tell you if you got to go higher or lower, but that is not correct. Oh yeah, those brownies were good. Very, very good. Yeah, I guess I was sort of thinking the taxi driver line too. You talking to me? You talking to me? You must be talking to me. There no ain't no one else here. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'd like to I would definitely like to be, have my videos watched by younger people, but right now it's 35 and older. That's 98+% of my audience. I guess I don't have quite the youth appeal, but that's okay. All right, well, we've hit our 1 hour mark, so I think I'm going to pause it for now. I am going to try and come back and do another one in a little bit. I know I said yesterday I was going to do one at 6. I ended up doing one at 4. Just kind of keep your eyes open. I think I'm gonna run out and do a video today, and then we'll come back and see how I feel about uh, when to do the next live stream. But there will be another one later on today. So you know what, we're going to keep trying that for a while. So anyway, I think that's all I got for now. Say goodbye, Bite. Say goodbye. No? All right, whatever. He says bye. Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you in a few hours.